Legends crew, what's up? FJS right back with you here again with another video. Guys, y'all, I've been trying to record some PvP videos for you guys so we can show off some of the team synergy and things, but my god, the lag. The lag is real. They're not watchable videos. Like, I posted a picture a few days ago with this Gogeta over here just flying, trying to do his legendary finish on somebody, and he's just flying there for like 30 seconds, and the reactions are bad. You can't really tell what I'm doing, so I'm like, you know what, scrap this. I can't post this. It's gonna be unwatchable. So instead of that, I decided to just do this video right here, how to build a team. We're gonna go over with my Fusions team, and basically to help out some newbies who don't know how to really properly build a team, and just to freshen up for some other players who they know the basics of it, but maybe new strategies might help out. And hey, if you guys know something, comment down below. Try to help out the community with more knowledge so everybody has more fun, and hopefully once they fix up PvP, I'll be able to record some videos for everybody, and then we can all try out these new tips together. But really, this is kind of gonna go over like the beginnings of how to build a team, right? And then your team basically depends on what you got in your box. For example, if we go to my characters list over here, let me filter these out because we're talking about my Fusions team, right? So we're gonna talk about these people, but it all depends. You can and you might not be able to. Let's do Fusion Warrior. You might not be able to go ahead and make the same team as me because it all depends on your box. You guys might not have all these people. I didn't have this Gotenks for the longest. I just pulled them a lot recently in, I think it was UI's banner or something like that, and other banners. So I didn't have him for the longest time, but honestly I didn't need him. I have the EX Gogeta over here on my team. And he's more synergistic with my team anyways, unless you want to go full assault. But this is kind of stuff that I want to talk about, right? So not everybody's going to have all these people for their Fusion team or the Fusion Warriors team. But, I did want to bring up how people work, what their roles are, knowing what you want to do in a fight and what teammates to bring to set fight, right? Because a lot of people cover the same roles and they do similar things. For example, this Vegito, I love him. I love him. I love him. I love him. I still use him in my main Fusion team. He's on the bench. I barely bring him in, but whenever I need a purple, I bring him in. To be completely honest, the Zamasu kind of fits better. But when you look at Z abilities, he's more towards Future and God Key, right? And look, powerful opponent. He gives absolutely nothing to Fusion's team. He gets boost from them, but he gives nothing back to it. So for me, I have him in my Future team, I think. Yeah. I'm in my Future team. You can also use him in God Key and all that stuff, and powerful opponent. Really fun. I'm going to actually make like a fun powerful opponent team later on when I get a chance. It'll be a future video. But for now, I'm just going over what I want, because for my main Fusions team, I'm using the Vegito because he does give the Z ability back, right? And honestly, I like how he plays anyways. Sure, he's not the best anymore because, power creep is a thing. Newer units come out, they're stronger, they do more damage. But look at this, 28% to strike, attack, and defense during battle to all Fusion Warriors. That's perfect. That's what I want, especially since he's not really the one I'm bringing into the fight unless I absolutely want to bring in a purple unit. But for the most part, I'm just using it for the Z abilities. So if you look, you can screenshot this, pause it, whatever you want to look over all the Fusion Warriors. But for me, this is how I built my team, right? I have these for the Z abilities because for me, what I'm mainly bringing in, because of the way of style that I want to play right now, I'm bringing in this Vegito, the Kefla, and just because I waited for so long and I absolutely love Gogeta, this Gogeta right here. So this is more of like an assault team. This is more more of emphasis on the attack than the defense, because honestly, the best team to probably be bringing in, if you want more balance, would be this red Gogeta instead of that yellow Gogeta. And also this red Gogeta, the Super Saiyan one, with the Zenkai Awakenings. That is pretty good, especially as a last stand unit. So these are some of the things that we're going to start to talk about, okay? So My way is basically assault mode. I want to go on the offensive a lot. Being on the offensive doesn't mean immediately attacking first. It just means that you are going to optimize your team so that you're going to be constantly with the advantage once you get an attack in. For example, when I start off, it's going to be those three, right? The Gogeta Blue or Blue Jito, uh, uh, the yellow Super Saiyan God Gogeta, and the Kefla over here, right? So I usually start off with this Vegito. I go in with Vegito because he is perfect for starting off attacks. His strike attacks take away regen. Right now we got a lot of regen units out in PvP, but even if we didn't, that's still really good, you know, just to stop regen even if they weren't in the meta. Just because a lot of people like Yellow Future Trunks, for example, his green card regens health. He's not a regen character, but it does regen health. The strikes from this Vegito stop that, so no worries there. But the reason I like starting off with this Vegito Blue is because he's got the blast armor on his strike card. So what I like to do is I like to wait for my opponent to go for either a tackle, a strike attack, or blast attack. It doesn't matter. I can basically either match him or beat him, right? So I start off with the Vegito. We start winning. Once I start winning the strikes, I get in 2 or 3 hits on that third card, because when Vegito, for those that don't know, when this Vegito hits a strike card, I think the first 3 strikes he brings in a card. No, the first 2 strikes he brings in a strike card. So I like to keep one just in case I don't have any other blast cards or anything, because then I like to go in from that Vegito into the Kefla, because then the Kefla will turn all your blast attacks into strike attacks, and you could keep funneling and striking. There's plenty of Fusion Team videos out and about that show this, actually. I wanted to record it for you guys and talk about it, but again, the PvP is just terrible. So I just thought, let's go into the building of it instead, you know, into the customization of it and how you want to play it. So I like to do that. I like to start off with the Vegito. I like to flow into the attacks with the blue Vegito, the green Kefla, and then if which I probably might already during the fight have enough strike cards, I'll go into the yellow Gogeta, because this Gogeta doesn't care about cover cutting, because there's a lot of characters like the Zamasu, like the Super Saiyan Vegito, the purple one, like Gogeta himself, like what's big boy, wow, Jiren. Wow, I can't believe I forgot Jiren the Gray, big swole over there. He also does cover cuts, but Gogeta doesn't care. He actually nullifies the cover cut and he'll continue the strikes. So that's a pretty good way to continue your flow of assault mode, right? So that's how I play this Fusion Teams right now, just because I really enjoy the yellow Gogeta and trying to boost him as much as possible. There are other teams that optimize his power way more, but since Fusions is my main, I'm like, yeah, I gotta use him, you know, it's my main team. But before this yellow Gogeta came out, I was actually using this red Gogeta all the time. He's a tank. He's amazing. He's more for a balanced team. So before, it used to be the top right team, right? This Vegito, the red Gogeta, and the Kefla. Those were my main teams. That was my main team going in for almost every fight. I didn't even care if I was at color disadvantage. I just went in with them, and I won because, you know, some people aren't the best. There's just sometimes you get lucky too as well, because I've been on the brink of death, but I just cover cut at the right time, because this Gogeta is meant for taking damage. He's a tank. Not only that, he's got this little ability that gives more energy to whatever character's coming in when you do a swap out. Also, he kind of like gets draw speed whenever somebody finishes a combo on him, even if it's just like a tap attack or a tap blast. He'll get draw speed from it. So he's actually phenomenal. He's amazing. He's still one of the best, I think, for me. Aside, if you don't include the Zenkais, he's the best right Fusions team unit for me, because he covers that role of defense. There's not really a lot of defensive characters for Fusions, especially my Fusions team, how you see it here. Their defense comes more from attack countering, so cover cutting. So, like, for example, the Vegito, the blue Vegito, the purple Vegito, and the yellow Gogeta all of them do cover cuts, cover changes. So whenever somebody comes in with a strike, they can counter that strike. Well, Blue Vegito counters blasts. So anybody who throws blasts at you, you cut him in and he'll counter that blast attack. I'm talking about the yellow ones, not the special attacks. And then yellow Gogeta and purple Vegito, they cover strikes. So that's where their main defenses come from. But sometimes you just can't get lucky like that. Sometimes they're gonna hit you with either a Rising Rush or a special attack. So this one right here is the only one that actually covers those defensive stats that you want, right? He is a tank. He is amazing. He's one of the best support units the Fusion team have. So for me, that's how I run my Fusions team, right? In attack mode. If I want to do defense mode, I go with the top right over here, the blue Vegito, red Gogeta, the base form, the EX one, and the green Kefla. So it's important to know what you want your strategy to be before you even go into the fight while you're building your team. And then you want to have the right backup, the right support. I like to bring in this Super Saiyan red Gogeta from time to time because he was the first, big Fusions character that I actually cared about. Honestly, I loved the movie, so I really, really got hyped when I pulled him the first time, and I was like, ooh! And then, back in the day with the Holy Trinity and all, it was fantastic. So they're very viable again, the Holy Trinity, even with the OG Purple Broly not getting Zenkai yet, but when he does, oh boy, when he does. So yeah, you want to know what you want to do when you go into the fight before you even go into the fight. That way when you build your team proper. I have it set up the way I want. You can obviously modify and change depending on what you like. There might be even better assault versions of this team, which I would love to see down below, or show me pictures up on Twitter of your versions of your assault teams of your Fusion team, or your defensive Fusion team if you got a better defensive Fusion team. But yeah, these are great. So you always want in fighting game terms, this is what you want, especially when it's 3 people going in at a time. You want your point character, basically the one who's gonna start it, who's almost always good at off bat to start off the fight, no matter what. Almost always the best choice. That's why I like to go with Vegito Blue or Kefla. She can also hit that. She could cover that for you too, right? But I like starting off with Vegito Blue over Kefla. I like continuing the fight with Kefla. She is a point / support for me because of her. Also, she's got the blast armor, so whenever there's too many yellow cards, you could just switch into her to get more strike attacks, and then you can just cut through any blast attacks that are coming your way without having to waste your vanish. So that's great. So that's why I use it. That's my flow. She's my support character, right? / also my point character, because I can fake out people with that, because people are mostly gonna think, oh, he's gonna start off with the Kefla, that way he can cover himself with either the Vegito or the Gogeta. But I started with Vegito, kind of knocked them off track, and they're like, what? Why would he do that? He's got a better option with Kefla. But it is what it is. We all play our way, right? So mind games, people, mind games. So yeah, your first character always wants to be your point character. So that's my Vegito Blue. Then your second character, you want a support character for that, or a defensive character, kind of like that red Gogeta. He's perfect. He fills both roles because he gives you energy, he gives you draw speed, and he takes hits. He's amazing. He's beautiful. I don't know why that just happened, but my bad. So anyways, he would be the best one for balance, right? But I'm not going balance. I'm going pure offense. If I die, I die. It is what it is. But yeah, what you normally want to do is you want to do a point character, a support character, and an anchor character. So the support character, well, I briefly touched on it. Well, we've covered it already. Is the Gogeta, the EX Gogeta, to give your team whatever it needs as far as defensive ability goes, draw speed, energy, whatever it is. That EX Gogeta is beautiful and perfect for that. And then your last character is your anchor character. This is your character that you want, that's kind of like hard to kill, that can go in almost any situation and survive and clutch it for you. The red Super Saiyan Gogeta down here, when Zenkai, he is honestly, to me, like the perfect anchor character for fusions. I don't use the red one. I use the yellow Gogeta just because I want to keep going with the fight, and also because he's my newest character that I do have, and I want to try to bring him justice, especially since we waited 2 years for him. And yeah, honestly, he is a little underwhelming. He can get off a lot of damage once you set him up proper, but it takes time to ramp up. If you land funny enough, both the yellow Gogeta and the red Gogeta, the Super Saiyan one, if you land the green card as a counter attack, oh my god, he'll murder just about anybody who's in there with him, right? Even if they have color advantage, because that's just how it is. It takes way higher skill to play the Gogeta, and it is satisfying, but it's not quite that satisfying. I don't know. There's something missing. There's just something missing about it, but I still enjoy it. I love his animations. Honestly, think he has like the best LF in the game. I love the setup for it. I love the finish. It's great. I love the Gogeta, but that's why I'm running it this way. But honestly, if I'm gonna be real with you guys, if I wanted to run a team properly, it would either be the blue Vegito, the red EX Gogeta, and the Kefla, or replace the Kefla excuse me guys, replace the Kefla with like, no, honestly, EX Gogeta, Kefla, and the red Super Saiyan Goku. Gogeta. That Gogeta is like the perfect anchor character. The red one, the Super Saiyan one. The EX is the perfect defense slash support. And Kefla is a great point character. She's just so good. She's fantastic. And she can cover against the blue units that are definitely going to come to try to take out both your two reds. So that's a really good, green, red team right there for fusions. That would be fantastic. But yeah, you play however you like, whatever you want to do. So keep all these things in mind whenever you're going to set up for your team and do whatever you want. So that's just a little bit of info right there for you guys, something that you can use for PvP. Hopefully once PvP isn't so laggy and just horrid with disconnections, I'll be able to record something for you to show some of this stuff off. It is kind of hard to, not gonna lie, to commentate while playing. I'm still getting used to that. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of something. Hopefully I'll be busting out another video by Friday. But yeah, a lot of real life things, taking care of business over here, try to take care of the family and everything. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, do the whole thing. Follow me on Twitter. Let me know. Please send me pictures of your stuff, or just write what your team is. I'd be more than happy to check that out. If you got a video of it, post it up over there too. I'd love to see that too. Love the interaction, love the community so far. Everything's been great. So guys, once again, no stress. God bless.